you ever live near a major urban expressway like Klang Valley Federal Highway, I think you know the reality. Heavy traffic noises, I think you may have not heard what I said before. So let me repeat myself. If you ever live near a major urban expressway like the Klang Valley Federal Highway, I think you know the reality. Heavy traffic noises constantly breach Malaysia Department of Environment 60 dBA daily limit or decibels, hitting up to 76 dBA. At the same time, heavy vehicles flood residential areas with toxic nitrogen oxides and particulate matter 2.5 or PM 2.5. So traditional concrete walls, they are very much passive. They only block sound, they waste massive amount of kinetic energy, and require costly wiring mechanisms for any upgrades. So I think we need a smarter solution. Hello everyone, my name is Fahim. I'm an A-level student passionate about leveraging multi-physics engineering to solve real-world problems here in Malaysia.
Thank you, Fahim, for the very beautiful brief introduction. Hello, I am Asfar Zakwan. As the project engineer, I will be telling you guys on what this project actually is. So, to fix all this problem that Fahim just stated, we introduce to you Eco-Acoustic Metamaterial Highway Barrier, or you can call it EAMHB. Instead of the traditional wall barrier that merely reflects the sound, our project is a unified structural system that does double duty. So number one, it can clean the annoyingly loud highway sound, and number two, it can clean the surrounding air. What's that, you ask? Oh, how does it power itself? We are taking advantage of the nuisance that comes from the highway, like the wind and sound energy, into our resource. It gets the right electrical energy. Using the concept of tribology, specifically triboelectric nanogenerators, or the short form is TENG tank, the barrier captures the kinetic energy of traffic-induced sound pressure waves and the wind turbulence, converting mechanical vibrations directly into electricity to run an onboard zero-grid air purification network.
So let us go to a 3D structural walkthrough of the EAMHB. This is what the product should look like in an actual highway with some residential areas behind the wall barrier. So built from durable weather-resistant structural composites tailored for tropical climates, the single wall system is designed to replace bulky passive concrete slabs. As you can see from the front-facing profile, the wall features a series of micro-perforated acoustic levers engineered to capture incoming traffic sound waves and heavy aerodynamic wind turbulence right at the source. As you can see here, if you want to dissect all of these parts in simple terms, this is the micro-perforated acoustic levers, and this is the alternating copper and FEP films, and then next we have the tungsten wire, next we have the LED light, and last of all is the layers of titanium oxide. So let's go to a more detailed representation of our product here. So if you see, instead of just blocking noise like traditional infrastructure, the EAMHB is a unified dual function system. On one side, it acts as a high-performance acoustic attenuator, dropping residential noise level well below statutory limits. But look closer inside the modular cassette framework, the very same mechanical energy generated by passing traffic is funneled directly into our localized harvesting units, transforming wasted noise and wind into usable electricity without needing a single drop of municipal grid power. All the power generated inside the wall is safely regulated and stored in a localized supercapacitor bank built. If you can see here, the sound energy will go through the micro-perforated acoustic levers, and then it will create a current will be created through the alternating copper and FEP films, and all of the currents and power will be stored into this supercapacitor. So then all the power generated inside the wall is safely regulated and stored in the localized supercapacitor. So the stored energy will continuously feed our active air purification network, powering the high voltage electrostatic ionization plate that will trap a fine particulate matter PM 2.5 soot, like I said before, and illuminates the internal UV LED that breaks down toxic nitrogen oxides into harmless water-soluble byproducts. So if you can see here, from the supercapacitor, it will power up our tungsten wire, and at the same time also power out a UV LED light that will cause the layer of titanium oxide to catalyze an oxidation reaction to oxidize the dirty air.
Now, let's look at the detail on how the electricity actually being produced. This is a triboelectric nanogenerator. It turns tapping motion into electricity. Copper is on top and PTFE is on the bottom. They sit far apart on the triboelectric series. So, the moment they touch, electron will jump from copper to PTFE. Copper will end up fixed positive and PTFE fixed negative permanently. That never changes. The key part is, nothing will cross the air gap. As I pull the plates apart, copper's positive charge needs more induced negative charge to stay balanced. So, it pulls electron in through the external wire from PTFE copper backing through a transformer and a bridge rectifier. That flow is the current. It only happens while the gap is changing. On recontact, it reverses. Electrons flow back out of copper towards PTFE. So, each cycle push the current one way then the other. That is alternating current or AC. The rectifier flips it so it always exits the same direction or direct current. And the capacitor smooths it into something steady enough to power a load.
Now, let's move to the chemical part. From the capacitor, the electrical power will move through the tungsten wire to ionize it. When it ionizes it, of course, it will have a different charge. So, it will attract the impurities from the environment into it. After that, the electrical power from the capacitor will switch on the UVA LED to activate the titanium oxide layer, TiO2, to catalyze the oxidation of dangerous nitrogen oxide and nitrogen dioxide to break it down into a more safer nitrogen trioxide, NO3, that is soluble in water. Additionally, we don't need a frequent maintenance since the rainwater will wash down all the impurities from the tungsten wires.
The EAMHB simultaneously delivers dual mitigation. It drops residential noise below the statutory limit and scrubs off toxic nitrogen oxides and PM2.5 at the source. It operates completely off-grid via self-generating power. It features a self-cleaning monsoon cycle and offers modular cassette upgrades. Crucially, this innovation directly aligns with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which are SDG 7 for clean energy, number 9 for resilient infrastructure, 11 for sustainable cities, and 13 climate action. We hope that our product can bring awareness and hopefully increase the living quality of the community in Malaysia.
We are looking forward to collaborate with any organization to make this project a reality. Till we meet again,